Alright. How to... Is this... No? Oh, yeah. It's just really dark. Let me pull that up. Let me see. Yeah, I do show up. Okay. Give me a second. No, 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 no. Alright, there we go. Now I'm lit up. Woo. Alright. How are we doing today? Doing alright? I hope so. I want to go over this because this is I was reading it a little bit earlier and it's very funny. It is very funny. So, go ahead and just read this news title. Go ahead. Union files grievance against OKC Police Department amid disagreements on proposed body cam changes. Hold on. Okay, apparently my alarm clock was going off at the wrong hour. It's supposed to go off 12 hours ago. Anyways. Yeah, you see that right there? Union police grievance. Union files grievance against OKC Police Department amid disagreements on proposed body cam changes. So the police union is filing a complaint against the department. Oklahoma City's local police union has filed a grievance against the police department over its alleged implementation of new body-worn camera technology before agreeing upon procedure changes in the collective bargaining agreement. Okay. The Oklahoma City Police Department and Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 123 were unable to agree on procedural changes brought on by the new cameras, as well as a proposal to stop showing body cam footage to officers involved in a shooting before they are before they are interviewed about the incident. Keep that in mind. I didn't know that this was a thing. A proposal to stop showing body cam footage to officers involved in a shooting before they are interviewed about the incident. Before they're interviewed. The limit on viewing footage is one of 39 recommendations for the police department. The city hired consultant 21CP Solutions. You should never name your company anything like that. Police Chief Wade Gurley said the city and the union were close to an agreement on how the new technology, which includes upgrades to camera battery life and storage, new live streaming and automatic activation capabilities, and the addition of in-car cameras, would change the camera procedure until the 21CP recommended change was brought into the negotiation. Okay. Chief afraid grievance could lead to halt a body cam program. Because an agreement could not be reached, the city removed all the body-worn camera procedure changes from negotiations. It's important for the public to know that their investment in technology, we want to use it, we're just not able to right now. Yeah, sure. The new cameras have been distributed, Gurley said, mainly because the department's previous cameras were often dying during a shift. Okay. Officers have not been required to turn on the new features, but Gurley said he can't stop them from doing so. That's key, because the complaint here alleged implementation of new body-worn camera technology before agreeing. So they distributed the cameras, yes, but the new features do not have to be turned on. But they can't stop them from turning them on. Mark Nelson, Fraternal Order of Police Vice President, said at a news conference Monday that the union is not against body-worn cameras or the new upgrades. Yeah, sure they're not. They are against any of the new features being used before negotiations are complete. Then just accept the negotiations. I mean, from what I can tell, nothing that is in the negotiations is, like, damaging to the police. Well, okay, maybe damaging to the police because they actually have to act better, but damaging to the public because the city wants the police to do well. I don't want the police, but if we have a state and we have police, I would like them to be better than what they are. That thing's dying. Now that the grievance has been filed, the issue could go to an arbiter and potentially result in shutdown of the department's body-worn camera program, which would be very bad, and that's probably the intent of the Fraternal Order of Police. Nelson said that's not what the FOP wants, which I don't believe him. There's no threat that the FOP was going to advocate for the program to be halted. But we can't just withdraw the grievance and allow changes that we feel has to be negotiated. Do you really trust this man's face? I don't. I sure as fuck don't. He looks like somebody who just wants to protect the police, which is the job of the union, but you need to also have, like, a moral code and to realize what the police are supposed to do, which is, like, you know, the perception that we were all taught of, like, the police are supposed to, like, help. They don't do that. Debate over 21 CP recommendations, which every time, not a good name. Nelson said he does not know of any officers who have changed their story after reviewing body cam footage. This right here is literally where I stopped reading. Nelson. Mark Nelson. I ask you this question very fucking seriously. Why do you think you don't know of any officers who have changed their story after viewing body cam footage if they're shown body cam footage before they're interviewed? Is there maybe something in that chain that causes that to be the case? They're not interviewed before they are shown the body cam footage. So of course the story's not gonna fucking change after viewing it. They don't have one before. You fucking idiot. And this man is a vice president of a fucking union for the police. He said the FOP will continue to support allowing officers to view the video before their interview. John George, FOP president, told the Oklahoman last week the union is also against the 21 CP recommendation to interview officers involved in the shooting at the end of their shift. Well, guess what? If they shoot somebody, they better call a fucking lawyer. The department's current policy is that officers are given at least 48 hours between a shooting and their interview. Sometimes it's days longer. Police Public Information Officer Valerie Littlejohn said, and can be dependent on when the officer gets a lawyer. Better call up that fucking lawyer. George pointed out officers have the same rights as anyone in a criminal investigation and don't have to give an interview. That's true, they don't. Guess what? The case will still move forward. And if you don't give an interview, that looks a whole lot worse on you. In some police departments, officers submit written statements or nothing at all after being involved in a shooting. Yeah, and those fucking departments are terrible. You idiot. The city can make the policy changes, and we could just tell our officers not to give interviews. They don't have to as long as it's a criminal investigation. Yeah, sure, don't give an interview. See how good that looks to the public. Yeah, the officer involved refused to give an interview. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't talk to investigators over it. He has no statements. Here's all the evidence that he was involved. Here's all the stuff portrayed. He has no evidence. He has nothing to say against it. He has no statements on it. Oh, he's guilty? How could you... Fucking idiot. Yeah, I do support that recommendation, but okay, however, he doesn't really agree on interviewing them immediately, which, I mean, there's some merit to that. We might need to do a little bit of research on it, but if you do it, I mean, people get interviewed pretty much immediately after a crime anyways. Give them, like, come on. But he does support the recommendation to wait until after the interview to show officers footage. That is something more and more agencies are evolving to. Is they're getting the interview first, getting that raw emotion, getting the officer's interpretation of what happened, and then allowing them to view the body camera afterwards. Of course not. So, yeah, the International Association of Police said in its 2018 guidelines officers will benefit from at least one sleep cycle prior to being interviewed. And the 21 CP said in its report that the studies the association cites don't provide research on the benefit of sleep in regards to accurate witness statements. Another study was done, they said in its report, that found officers' memories remain sharper when asked to recall the stressful event immediately compared to those who were... Oh, so they actually have... Okay. Study died recommendations of the Oklahoma City Police Department, which cover 8 areas of improvement, come more than a year after calls for police accountability escalated in Oklahoma City after the police shootings of Stavian Rodriguez and Penny Edwards. Yep. Chicago-based 21 CP Solutions with input from mayors, the Law Enforcement Policy Task Force, and Community Policing Working Group. Okay. The recommendations were completed in November and will be presented to City Council for approval soon. So this is a little while back. This was on the new section. Yeah, December 21st. Okay. Short-term goals that can be accomplished in 3 to 6 months include requiring officers, when circumstances permit, to provide a verbal warning before any use of force, creating additional transparency of the Citizens Advisory Board through public reports on its activity. Okay. Easing the process of filing a complaint against an officer by adding a web form for anonymous complaints. Thank you. Creating a youth advisory board with direct access to the chief. Other recommendations were 6 months to a year, providing public data in a raw and dashboard format on officer activities, including use of force. Yes. Increasing the budgeted number of officers trained in crisis intervention. No. Change that to social workers. Creating a crisis intervention committee that focuses on mental health response across the city. Okay, I still don't think police should be doing that. And some recommendations may take more than a year to implement. Consider hello. I do not. I'm streaming at the moment. Hold on. I gotta get my headset case and get the other one out. Alright. How long do I have with this one? Not super long. I need to put it on a charger. I got it written down. It's in a notepad. All right. So, uh, mm-hmm. Can I actually, if because I'm using the vocal mic? That kind of makes sense. So consider preferences for new applicants to the department with mental health experience, certifications. Oh my god. Yep, no, this one's gonna die too. Yeah. God damn. All right. Hold on, stream. All right. Okay. Ugh. Sorry about that. Oh, and I just remembered. I need to. No, not that one. It's this one. Okay. I actually get better sound like this, I think. Okay. Sorry about that. And some recommendations may take more than a year to implement. Consider preference for new applicants to the department with mental health experience, certifications, or degrees, or social work experience. Nice. Issue a request for information to determine resources available and their capacity for an alternative mental health response. Consider modifying city ordinances for quality of life crimes to individuals experiencing home. You mean eliminating, right? Not just modifying. That'd be way better. And then you can just eliminate the homelessness problem by building housing for them. It's cheaper. Canada did it. At the November meeting of the Law Enforcement Policy Task Force members expressed eagerness to get many of the recommendations underway. City Manager Craig Freeman said he understands the desire to get things moving, but is first looking at hiring an implementation manager. Okay, that would make some sense. I do think getting an implementer in place, someone that can help us really manage this process, is going to be key to us being able to move forward, Freeman said in the meeting. Yep, and that's that. I really wanted to go over this because, okay, so I have to know. What is this supposed to mean? What is this? The CP doesn't, it just means CP? What? Contemporary policing. Okay. You could have just called yourself 21st Contemporary Policing Solutions or whatever. I dislike that company name so much. Jesus. Okay. I really should have recorded that. I'm gonna have to rip this out of stream. Well. Fun times. That's okay though. So, we got this. And then we also have this right here. And this guy again was it, I wonder if it's the exact same dealio. So, along with the other police line things that we've got going on, we have a new ordeal. Hundreds of law enforcement officers killed by COVID as debate rages over vaccine mandates. This originally was COVID-19 becomes number one cause of death for police officers. But yeah. That is that Ted Hartley? Because that really looks just like the other guy. An officer who served 28 years fell victim to COVID-19 this year. So too did an assistant SWAT commander who served on the honor guard during more than 2 decades of service, and a former reserve officer who served 13 years before moving to Florida, but who is still counted among the Owasso law enforcement family. Yep. They each died from complications related to COVID-19 in late summer and early autumn this year. Of course, the virus has become the number one cause of death for cops across America over the last 2 years, including at least 9 dead in Oklahoma. I wonder why. Obviously, it's a shock to lose 2 senior officers within a span of a month, Owasso Deputy Police Chief Jason Woodruff said. What we're going through is nothing compared to what their families are going through. We're a small agency. These officers were not just our co-workers. They were our friends, and we've been around for 20 years. It's a tragedy. Which it is. It's very sad when people die. Police groups nationwide debate vaccine mandates. The disease is affecting law enforcement agencies nationwide. Exact totals for deaths is hard to quantify, but two major advocacy groups both estimate it to be in the hundreds. A search on the Officers Down Memorial page online returned 525 officers who have died with the disease. The National Fraternal Order of Police pegged the number at 816 COVID-19 deaths through December 8th, but cautions that number is compiled using news reports and not all the deaths have been verified as disease-related. Of course, Mark Nelson. I thought Mark Nelson was vice president. And George was the president. All while it remains unclear of how many COVID-19 cases were contracted while on the clock, debate over vaccine mandates, as in other public and private sectors, burns hot in police departments and sheriff's offices across the country. Owasso does not have a vaccine mandate in place for its officers, Woodruff said. In Southern California, sheriffs in Los Angeles and Riverside counties have said they will not enforce a mandate. The Police Benevolent Association of New York has gone to court over the matter, saying the mandate there does not allow weekly testing as an option instead of being vaccinated. Of course, in October, U.S. Senator Jim Inhofe, I hate that man, joined a group of senators to introduce the Keeping Our COVID-19 Heroes Employed Act, which was introduced by U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn. Of course, all the worst people. The bill is touted as a safeguard against unvaccinated essential workers from getting fired in the wake of President Joe Biden's mandate that businesses with 100 or more employees will require those workers be vaccinated by January 4th or be tested weekly. The mandate has been challenged by red state attorneys general and top elected Republican officials across the country. It was halted temporarily after a federal appeals court ruled it was staggeringly overbroad. The Keeping Our COVID-19 Heroes Employed Act earned support from the National Fraternal Order of Police and the Oklahoma chapter. Of course it did. I've met this guy. Master Sergeant Sean Lindsay. He's a fucking dick. We support vaccinations, said Mark Nelson. We do not support a mandate. We believe in the freedom of choice for each one of our members. I don't care. I really don't right now. Also in October, the Oklahoma City Police Department rescinded a vaccine requirement for recruits while saying the vaccine is still encouraged. I wouldn't have. Fuck it. The number of infections were decreasing quite rapidly at the time, so we felt comfortable dropping the mandate, Master Sergeant Gary Knight said. It could always be reinstated. And it should. In Owasso, Woodruff said to lose 2 officers in a month would shock any police force, but the work of protecting communities must go on. Okay. You should implement a vaccine mandate for your officers. You should. I know it's shocking, but if your job is to work with the public, you're out in the public dealing with the public constantly, you should be vaccinated. I am. I read that. All right. Okay, stream's still going. Good. How will Cherokee Nation hunting licenses enforcement work? So apparently, because of the McGirt versus Oklahoma decision that pretty much gave back like tribal sovereignty over northeast Oklahoma. Uh, if you are a member of any of the tribes that have the sovereignty over that region, then you are tried in their courts under their jurisdiction. And I've already read this entire thing, but the state game wardens and the uh, Cherokee Reservation will have, the Cherokee Nation and the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation have a standing cross deputization agreement. So tribal marshals and state game wardens can enforce their respective and similar hunting regulations. So if a non-tribal member commits a violation under on tribal lands, then the tribe can essentially extradite them to the Oklahoma courts, and vice versa. It automatically gets logged and sent to the right jurisdiction. So that's interesting. So right here it says when state game wardens cite a hunter who is Native American, that case already is referred to the Cherokee legal system, and that process it goes vice versa. So the cross-deputization agreement is separate from the hunting and fishing compact, which will stay in effect once the compact expires, because they're just going to keep going on with what's already worked for both of them. Like it's an agreement that both groups have come to that works for both of them. They don't want to change it, and that's fine. Cherokee citizens are automatically granted licenses to hunt and fish within the reservation and can provide tribal identifications as proof. Cool. The other popular query is whether hunters have to buy game tags in advance. The answer is no, but hunters have to report kills through the tribe's online portal. The tribe's hunting and fishing rules closely mirror those of the state because they have worked alongside each other for years. The Cherokee Nation and the State Wildlife Conservation Department signed a compact in 2016 that led to shared wildlife management standards, among other common conservation goals. At least 150,000 state hunting licenses to issue it to its citizens, plus pay for annual administrative costs. In exchange, the state sold the licenses for $2 apiece. The formula boosted the state's license sales, which helped bring in more federal funding. Tribal and state wildlife management officials have worked together to secure federal grants and toward other goals. That's pretty good. I'd much rather the government of Oklahoma work with tribal leaders on their territories. That's pretty nice. Talks at the highest level of government have stalled after the Supreme Court's McGirt decision, which has resulted in the state losing jurisdiction over crimes involving Native Americans on 6 Oklahoma reservations. Governor Stitt is asking the court to overturn the decision. Of course he is. The dispute over hunting and fishing became the latest example of the simmering hostility. Yep. Cherokee leaders decided to start regulating and enforcing their own hunting rights after learning Stitt would not renew the current terms of the state tribal compact. Okay. Stitt needs to just go. He needs to be yeeted out of office. The Choctaw Nation had a similar agreement with the state, also set to expire December 31st. Choctaw leaders plan to start issuing licenses for citizens to hunt and fish on tribal or personal property within the tribe's southeast Oklahoma reservation. Harsha said Cherokee leaders have had early talks about pursuing a reciprocity agreement with the Choctaw Nation. It's a little early to define what that would look like. We do share similar goals. That would be so fucking based. Osage, Seminole, Choctaw, Cherokee, just the tribes come together and come up with these agreements and enforce them within themselves, and just fuck the states. These are our lands with the treaties and agreements that we've had with the federal government for a long time that you just haven't abided by. It's ours. That'd be so fucking cool. Not even gonna lie. God. All right. This is nice. I do like this last bit. It ended very nice. Early talks about pursuing a reciprocity agreement with the Choctaw Nation. So if they're working together, yeah. If it works and they can expand, that'd be great. And that is the news to cover, because I don't care about any of the rest of this, really. I mean, this is probably relevant. Oklahoma County, Oklahoma COVID-19 vaccine tracker. 62% of people fully vaccinated. An increase of 0.8% from the week before. That ain't good. Oklahoma County has the highest percentage of people vaccinated. Okay. The other top 5 are Canadian County, 59%, Tulsa County, 59%, Cato County, 58%, and Comanche County, 57%. Of course. Is there anywhere in the U.S. that has more than 70% vaccinated? There's areas here in Oklahoma that I'm not a fan. Look at that. They match like this blue. Or even this blue. Less than 24%. Like less than 25%. This one is this blue. 34 to 42%. Yeah, no. It's bad. Wait, that's that, so that is that. Yeah, nowhere has more than 70%. How many people in Oklahoma County have received a vaccine? 77% of people in Oklahoma County have received at least one dose of the vaccine. 62% are fully vaccinated. 66% of people in Oklahoma have received at least one dose. 54% of people in Oklahoma are fully vaccinated. That's not good. Alright. It's game time. How are y'all liking my pseudo green screen, by the way? Whee! You can see everything behind me. Well, you can't see through me, but you can see more stuff. I can sit anywhere. I can sit here. I can sit. But I want to sit here. I'm going to continue covering my super and grenade and all that. Matter of fact, let's go a little bit bigger. Let's make me a little bit bigger. Whee! Alright. I only have one monitor at the moment. My shit got fucked up. is just kind of what I have to do to run everything. So I have the green screen. I could just run the camera as normal and you'd see the stuff behind me. But no. Wait, is that where it all cuts off? Wow. Okay. Yeah, so I have a fake green screen. I was shown how to set it up on YouTube. And it's a lot more intricate and complicated than I thought it would be. But for Streamlabs, you have to like download split camera so you can have multiple display, and then you download Zoom and you have to start a meeting and then add a virtual background, and you download a green picture, just a picture of green, and you go and you add the screen capture for the Zoom meeting that you've started with the green screen. Yeah, and then you put a filter on it, you chroma key green, and then you just make it how you want, and there you go. It's black. I could up the brightness, and then I'm very bright. But honestly, this is about right, so. I'm wearing the hat today because this does make my hair look not good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks bad. So, what are we doing today? I don't even fucking know. I can't return dessert. It's only Wednesday. Let's go do some freelance. See, I feel like that's too much. There we go. For some reason, it keeps like changing my DPI back up, and it really messes with me. Oh, and I went ahead and bought this. And since it doesn't matter what the level is, although I could bring it up because I've got some shit I don't really care about, like this. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Let's throw a sprint. I don't need a sprint grip mod. Let's just throw the Icarus in. And then we'll put some stuff in it. Give it 6 more handling. I don't need to masterwork it, it'll be fine. Oh, and the barrel. So let's see. I went ahead and bought it. My cousin was dogging me to do it, and I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll do it. I really should go get my headphones from wherever the fuck I left them, unless I threw them away. I might have thrown them away, my old headphones. So that I can play without having to be deaf. Because I don't want the sound to be feeding back into fucked up, but I'm still doing it. I'm winning. not? I get them really often. Like, just throw them. I don't care. I can't see chat either. That makes me a little sad. So if anybody's chatting, I have to wait until after the game. So I will reply to things between games. Because I'm not a rich streamer. I am very, very poor. That was smart play on their part. It's freelance, so they're... I do like the diversity in guns though. Like, I'm using some fairly standard stuff, but I'm bad, so it's kind of to be expected. Yeah, that was bad. That was not good. I guess in situations like that, I could... No. That's fakery right there. Alright, so they're playing back and they're playing smart. Yeah, I can just safely break those. Did I put... No, I've got hand cannon targeting on this. I can put scout rifle targeting on it. And I can possibly put shotgun... No, that's 3. I would have to... Did that seriously just stop the poison? No. We have 2 supers at this point. Good stuff. I only have 34 intellect. I've been engaged. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just balling out right now as heals. He's one shot on me. Get him. Thank you. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Fuck, I didn't shoot. I should have just dumped the ammo. I should have just dumped the ammo. Not shooting this thing nearly fast enough. I didn't do what I should have did. Get him. Thank you, Kid Callan. You're so good. Thank you. See, I failed on that round. That was a bad round. I died 3 fucking times. I didn't like kill anybody. Bad stuff. That's what you call BK moments. What? Oh yeah, it's tracky bow. That's right. I didn't. Wow. Popped 2 supers, huh? Don't take it from me. Please don't take it from me. Alright, I'm knocked out, so what's going on? Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. That's God tier. I did terribly at the end there. I choked. I didn't clutch up. I didn't manage to get my sword down into the ground. So I got a 1.44 instead of a 2.83. But no, this build, I've really been liking it. Because right now, I've got a 32-second grenade cooldown with 8 discipline, 89. And then I've got double bomber on my bond with almost 100 recovery. So I've got pretty good recharge on my rift. And then I've got I Have Another World, which highlights priority targets and improves health regen, and improves the regen of your grenade, melee, and rift abilities. It's currently rocking the lawful neutral. Let me see what it looks like with the. Yeah, it fits just a little bit better. It's a little more on point, if you will. Yeah, okay. Ricochet rounds, which is pretty nice. Slide shot, frenzy, polygon rifling, corkscrew rifling. Yeah, this thing's not good. Bye-bye. See, this one's not even kind of worse. But it has high cal. And that's what I look for on a hand cannon right now. Mostly. My IS Luna doesn't have it. And if I got a roll with it, everything else being the same, that would be my god roll. Because it's got heating up, and I believe moving target. Now moving target. Oh, wait, I can't get perpetual motion in the moving target slot. Yay! Who wants it? I just got fucking slaughtered. Even that small amount of time with someone didn't read the patch notes. We need anti. Where the fuck did he come from? Wow, he has such shitty regen on all of his abilities. That guy's like their whole fucking team. Wait, is that Peacekeepers? Dune Marchers. Okay. Which one of these losers? It's a stupid fucking gun. Why'd they put that gun in this game? I don't know. Fuck! Come on, guys. Can you take out... this absolute god of a Titan? He's just running. Thank you. Fuck. Just keep them distracted by running around. We cannot let them get an heir apparent, so let me drop that there. Step up. Glad I did that. I'm not used to having to move my mouse this much to aim, but I'm so much more accurate. Oh my god. I used to miss more frequently. You'd see it. Let's go. We're gonna go. We're gonna get what we wanted to get all along. Okay. Go ahead and use your hammers. This dude just continuously is getting some of the nastiest. Johnny's out. We can get shadow. Had to do it. I didn't do great there, but I did well enough, okay? So let's continue this trend. I get a couple of games in on this stream and then move it over to my Twitch, where I'm going to be doing more dedicated gaming content. Shade Fox down. I suck! Okay, I just need to hang back. I can use my super at the heavy. Get fucked. Yay! We did it. Cool. It's a fun build. I like it. Like I said though, we're gonna continue this shit over on Twitch. So all you have to do is go over here and you go Twitch. You're like, huh, I wonder. Wait,
It's a seahorse.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. No. Shut up. And then you type in sandwich pants. Look at that. Have they done anything? Have they ever done anything? Huh. Weird. Oh. Considers each one of those. Okay. Yeah, this one right here. 12 followers right here. See? Yeah, I'm trying to boost this one up for... Yeah, and the strike results was cool. I covered that on stream as well. Look at that. 2 views. Nice. So let's go. Over here. Stop recommending me Destiny. I don't give a fuck about Destiny. Alright. Take care.